What's up, everybody? And now it's time to get into episode 9 of Helstrom. And this episode is titled Vessels. And this was a crazy episode. We're going to break it all down for you. Hopefully by now you have watched episode 8 because it's almost impossible to talk about 9 without talking about 8 here. But let me read the synopsis and then we're going to get all into it. So Daimon and Gabriella find themselves in disturbing new territory. Anna has to make a decision that will change the course of the siblings' lives in irreversible ways. Victoria tries to amend, but she may be too late. So, Gabriella and Daimon obviously has woken up to a nightmare because they clearly don't know what happened the night before. As I said in the previous review, that they were mingling and some other things happened at the conclusion of that episode, and they woke up and they just were just like, I don't remember any of this, like of any of that happening. You know, Daimon said last thing he remembers taking a shower, and yeah. And Gabriella said last thing she remembers like answering the door or somebody knocking on the door, whatever it may be. But man, what a bomb dropped on them when she looks down and realizes that she's not exactly the same weight that she used to be, and she pretty much can kiss that nun career goodbye. Meanwhile, Caretaker returns. The Caretaker returns to talk to Dr. Luis and Hastings, and he's like, look, everything's good now. Victoria's back. She's been freed. And you know, he's free. He's back from the blood. They might as well go on vacation, you know, live their best life, and they both deserve it. And, you know, with everything considering with Luis, you know, it will be pretty beneficial for them to have some free kickback time on a resort doing what they do. But with that being said, well, as we know, everything isn't all good because now we know that the demons are looking for new hosts to carry new forms. And that's one being Rosar, who was, you know, the tall demon that completely got obliterated, and Mother was kind of babying for a while. But, you know, that body's done. He's just been holding on till they can find a new host, till the time was right. And then Cathara, obviously, who was in Victoria's body, it's no longer being able to be a supportive. Victoria's body is just falling weak, and it just wasn't suitable. So they were looking for new hosts. That brings in Gabriella and Daimon. Well, that's what you thought it was going to be Gabriella. And that's what Anna thought it was going to be Gabriella, until they realized that it was another plan in giving birth to a new body, which then Cathara could then possess. But with this episode, I mean, there's a couple of things I want to be like really politically correct about here, just to make sure we understand now. Daimon is possessed by Rosar, but Gabriella isn't. She was just being controlled at the moment of that night in order for them to do what they did to conceive this baby. So at the same time, we get to see Victoria, you know, who is you know, now move forward a little bit. Victoria, Anna, and everybody realizing the stakes are at hand, and they got to do everything to protect Daimon. Gabriella has returned. She was able to escape, and she's letting everybody know what's going on. And, you know, with this belly that's showing, everybody knows that there's truly trouble at hand here. Elizabeth Marvel, who plays Victoria, is just doing a phenomenal job again. One playing Victoria in pure form, and then Victoria, the demonic possession. So the vocal range that we're seeing with her throughout this series has just been phenomenal. And even still, you know, even when you talk about the scene where she was pretty much, you know, delivering insult after insult to try to really take off Rosar so that he would leave Daimon's body, like the emotion and anger that she was channeling in those scenes is just, again, showing the vocal range that she just has. It's really phenomenal. I'm so impressed. Really has been the highlight of this series to me. But with that being said, Gabriella also getting badass too. I mean, Gabriella talking to Cathara, the demon, and letting her know that you don't control me and you need me and all this other stuff, and her being you know, and her plan that she had with the priest to try to get from Unbounded, where she unbound herself and stabbing him and getting out of there to escape. uh, just seeing Gabriella's storyline from Goody Two Shoes to Badass right now is just been so refreshing to me. Like, I didn't think we were going to get her to this extent, but like, I'm glad, because like just the shadow, just the fly on the wall, the shadowing personality that we were getting before, I wasn't so thrilled about. I didn't think at all I would be invested in the character. So like, I'm really loving the evolution of Gabriella throughout all of this. But with that being said, like, this episode truly is building and building for the finale. A lot of good things happen in this episode, and a lot of things are put into perspective about what this series wants to do. Now, I feel like this first season really laid a lot of the foundation, and that's why we're getting a lot of storytelling, a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue, and then a little bit of action. But ultimately, I see that, especially looking at episode 9, we're seeing exactly what's at stake going forward. And that's what I'm excited about. I think that, thus far for 9 episodes, they've done enough to get me intrigued with the backstory here to think about all the possibilities of what they can do going forward. But man, I gotta tell you, like, the ending in this episode, it totally is mind blowing, considering that we see Daimon unlike we've seen Daimon ever, and I don't know what to think. I don't know the swerve here. I mean, we know Daimon's the main character, but what's to happen? And that only leaves me with one last thing to do, and that is to check out episode 10, because God, I'm ready for the finale, and I'll see you on the other side for that review. So thank you for watching my episode 9 review, and I will see you over for episode 10.